Until the recent Great Rebellion, the Dai Nogas were the most feared warriors in the universe. For 100,000 years, generations of Dai perfected their art as the personal bodyguards of the king. Now these legendary warriors are all but extinct. One by one, they have been hunted down and destroyed as enemies of the new galactic kingdom by a ferocious and sinister rival warrior sect, the Legions of Letau. Now you may be asking yourself, what did you just say? My name is Atticus and welcome to Myths and Mischief, and you just heard part of the first draft of the opening crawl of Star Wars, back when it was called the Journal of the Whills, and when Luke Skywalker's name was Justin Valor. I mention this as an example of what might have been. This episode, we focus on unveiling the truth behind Luke Skywalker's father and sister, the truth of their original concept. If you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive. The first idea for Darth Vader was just a rival for Luke, who betrayed and murdered Luke's father, and now needs these mysterious cybernetics which make him scary and powerful. It is also noted that he and Obi-Wan are the only ones remaining of that ancient religion of the Jedi. No mention of the Sith. All this is just straight up in A New Hope if you look at it outside the context of the franchise. Now we get into the fun stuff, the transcripts. As early as November of 1977, George Lucas realized immediately that he needed to expand Vader into a fully fledged character. Lucas explained in a story meeting that the new story of Darth Vader would be the story of a father recruiting his son, not a villain destroying his rival. Darth Vader, still just his name by the way, was friends with Luke's unnamed father, and they were both under the tutelage of Obi-Wan Kenobi. At some point, Vader became fascinated with the dark side of the Force until he became consumed by it. However, nobody knew, and he went on secret missions with other Jedi, where he would either kill them himself or set up scenarios that would make their deaths look like an accident. The dark side had already taken over the Emperor by now, as his power began to usurp the Galactic Senate. Eventually, Vader targeted Luke's father and Obi-Wan in an attempt to destroy them. He killed Luke's father, but Kenobi took over the duel and cut off Vader's arm, sending him down a thermal reactor where he was burnt beyond recognition by the time the Emperor found him. Fans of the prequels and Clone Wars cartoon will find the imagery of falling into a thermal reactor and getting cybernetic enhancements quite familiar. Lucas also mentioned Luke's sister, all the way in 1977, but she had no identity. He planned not to deal with that for about 3 more films. The next development comes in 1981, just a year after the release of Empire Strikes Back, with Richard Marquand, Lawrence Kasdan, Howard Kazanjian, and George Lucas about the next draft of Vader's story. Anakin, now formally named and conjoined with Vader, begins to spend time with the evil Emperor, who had already usurped the Senate and become the ultimate leader, while pretending that he was just an innocent man doing what was right. Once Anakin turns to the dark side, his pregnant and unnamed wife notices his strange behavior and confides in Obi-Wan about it. On Anakin's Jedi missions, he waits for the others to turn their backs so he can cut them down. As Anakin gets worse and worse, his wife knows something has happened, and Obi-Wan confronts Anakin. As before, he cuts off Vader's arm, but this time throws him into a volcano. The fire takes his other arm and leg before he's found by the Emperor. Obi-Wan learns that Anakin is not dead and fully in the Empire's grip, so he tells Mrs. Skywalker that Anakin was the one who killed all the Jedi. Having delivered the children 6 months prior, she sends the boy over to a couple on Tatooine, not his real aunt and uncle, and she herself flees with the girl to Alderaan, where she has friends. When the girl is 2, Mrs. Skywalker gets sick and dies, and a friend adopts the girl. Obi-Wan changes his name to Ben and hides in the hills to watch Luke grow, but can't train him, as all Jedi are wanted criminals. Then the story commences. When I read this, I was shocked at how different it was, but also how similar it was to other moments from before and after the Disney acquisition. Even the oldest ideas were never truly forgotten. As always, I leave you with a question. What would you have thought of these prequels? With Luke and Leia having no relation, a more gradual turn for Anakin, or even Luke's father and Anakin being separate people? Perhaps a mix? Tell me in the comments. Also tell me if you want more what might have beens like this. Like and subscribe and check out our new merch store in the description. Until our next adventure, my name is Atticus and I'll see you there.